Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this next installment in my add-on spotlight series for the Elder Scrolls Online. Today I'm taking a look at Azurah, and this is a interface add-on that allows you to customize the position and information given of the majority of user interface items. So, to start off, let me show you the biggest thing that you can do with this add-on, which is, as I mentioned, move the interface items around. So what you do, you just go over to your Azurah selection here on your add-ons menu, click Unlock UI Windows, and then you will have all of these blue boxes pop up which indicate the area that these individual items will take up in your user interface. So I can move my tutorials up here, I can move my quest tracker down here, I can move my compass down here at the bottom, and I could move my action bar, let's say, up to the top below, or back above the target health where the compass used to be. You can move your experience bar, however, unfortunately, this user interface option does not seem to stay permanently moved. Everything else here seems to be able to be customized without any problems. So when you're done, you just click Lock UI Windows, and when you exit, there we go. I've got my user interface moved in a pretty strange position, but if this is comfortable for you, you are more than welcome to play like this. But you really can move most items around and really get it to your liking. It's a very nice feature if you want to have certain items grouped in a way that the game does not do by default. So it just gives you more control over the user interface. It's something, honestly, I feel like most MMOs should have built into them. It's a shame that the Elder Scrolls Online doesn't, but it's great to see that there is an add-on that allows it. Now, I said moving the interface items around was just the main part. There is a second part, which is the information that all of these, well, some of these user interface items provide. So you can take a look at general here. You can change the compass pin size, which will change those little icons on the compass. So as you can see, they're now super tiny. Actually, even I'd say impossible to make out. I don't know if these will actually show even in the YouTube video, but if they don't, then hopefully that just shows you how small they are. You can hide the compass pin text, which is the quest information that shows when you're looking at a quest on the compass. So you can have that turn off if you would rather it not show. Then you get some options for thievery. And if you head over to attributes, you will see you can change options for when full, when not full, or when you're in combat. You can turn it on or off. So these are the transparency. So if you wanted, you could have them be at 50% transparency when they are full, and when they're not full at 90%. So they can be kind of blending in a bit more to the environment, or you could have them just disappear entirely, just like that. Now you do have a few other options with them. So you have overlay text for health, magicka, and stamina. They are all the same settings for each of them. You have an overlay format, which if you show all, will demonstrate everything. Whoop, it would help if I actually had them showing. Here we go. We'll just set that up to 100. So now you'll see that my health bar has a minimum, maximum, and a percentage value showing on top of it. Now it's a little hard to read, unfortunately. That is because it's set to Skyrim handwritten, which actually leads me on to the next thing I wanted to talk about. You can also change the font. So you can have it be a different type of font than what the normal game uses, and I think the normal game uses, is it Consolis? No. I'm actually not sure what the default looks like. Huh. But you can see right here there's a lot of different settings for the game. Oh yeah, there we go. That's the original. So that's the original, and you just had a quick little demonstration of what the other fonts look like as I was trying to find it. And you can do the same thing with your magicka and stamina, and there are different settings. So I have it at show all, which showed the minimum, maximum, and the percentage. You can have it show just the current value and the maximum, just your current value and the percentage, just your current value, or your percentage. So, pretty customizable for that. And you can have the font size bigger or smaller. You can change the color and the style of it. And you can even have a 1000 separator, which is a nice little feature there. And like I said, you have all the same options for your other two attributes. If you head over to Target, you have a lot of the same settings down here for normal enemies, and then the same for boss enemies. Now you do have these options here, which are a little interesting. You can color the target's health bar. By default, it will just show red for enemies, and I think red for everything, actually. If you change it to reaction, I can look at these giants here, and they're green, because they will actually not attack me if I just quickly run by. They'll only attack me if I do something that provokes them. And compare that to if I change it to level, they're yellow, because they are not too much of a threat to me, but they could still pose a challenge if I attack them. That is what I believe the yellow means. The colors can be a little hard to keep track of. It does change the colors of a lot of things. So like a squirrel is gray, you saw the giant was yellow, and then you'll see enemies and stuff be different colors. So it certainly makes it more colorful, I'll give it that. And you can do the same thing with their name. So I can have reaction as green. So, very customizable. And if we head over to action bar, you can change where you can have a background and the text below the action bar. So here you go, you can see it up here. I've got the numbers and key bindings for each of those skills, and a black background behind it to make it a little easier to see if that is an issue that you have. You can also have overlay text for ultimate, and you can set it to a value or percentage, again using those same options that you saw with your attributes. Experience, you have the same options where you can have it show you the current value, maximum value, and the percentage. So that's great if you are wanting to really see how your level is progressing. And over here we have Bag Watcher, and this is actually a really neat feature built into Azurah. So what it does is it adds a progress bar similar to your experience bar in the top right hand side of your screen, and it will fill up as you gain more items into your backpack. So if I turn that on, there you go. You see that I have 57 out of 80 items in my backpack filled, and if I went over to my inventory, that is exactly the case. And it even shows it as a percentage, which is really handy. And you can move this as part of the user interface. So I kind of need to move my alert. There we go. And I could add this, I don't know, maybe just right next to the experience. And there we go. For the full effect, we will have them both always showing. And there you go. You can kind of see how that looks. Not great. But again, you can customize this however you want. And yeah, Bag Watcher is great. You have a lot of those same settings that you do for your attributes. You can change the value at which it will show. So if I change this to 16 or so, now you'll see that it doesn't show up. So again, very customizable. And you do also have settings for Werewolf Timer, which will add a pop-up telling you how much time is left in your werewolf form. Very nice. Again, with all of those same settings. And lastly, you can also have profiles, which are great, so that you can have different settings for each of your characters if you want. So if you want your mage character to have a different setup than your warrior, you can absolutely do that. It is a very, very nice feature. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for me today. Thank you so much again for checking out this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I do post a new add-on spotlight video for the Elder Scrolls Online every week. I also do a Morrowind and an Elder Scrolls Online Let's Play, so don't forget to subscribe so that you can keep up to date on all of those videos. Alright, thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.